Acoustic treatment is becoming quite a hot topic in home studios lately. You can build really effective DIY acoustic panels. You can even buy them on Etsy if you want. I think my mix room would be a little more live than most people would tolerate these days. The trend seems to be going towards more dead spaces, not only in the mix area, but in the recording areas as well. But what about recording in a space like this? I am really lucky to have these lovely high wooden lofted ceilings. If you don't have a space like this though, what about your garage? What about your friend's garage? What about some industrial building that you can get some temporary space in, or a rehearsal studio, something like that? These days you can take a laptop and a sound card and a couple of mics, and you can do some tracking remotely in places like that, even if you don't have it right attached to your main studio like I do. So today I'm going to record something in here. I'm going to just record a simple tambourine track in here with a lot of this room ambience, and we're going to hear what it does. This is Rock Science, my home studio in Newport, Rhode Island. Over the years I've been in music and technology. I've seen the tools modernize and digitize, and played a part in that evolution during my 9 years at Cakewalk. Today, Rock Science exists for art's sake only. It's where I practice my craft and get to work on really cool projects. I like how room ambience interacts with dynamics, either plugins or hardware compressors. There's a very cool interaction between those two things. So this is currently my tallest boom stand. It's actually an old drum cymbal stand with a big long Atlas boom that I kept from the old days stuck on the top. And I'm going to use this one to get this SM81 way up high. Mic preamp's going to be pretty cranked. That was okay. It was interesting. I think I can work with it. I'm going to try and experiment though. I've got one microphone that can go in omnidirectional mode, my 414 here. I'm going to put this in omni and maybe get a little closer so I'll get a little bit more presence but still really get a lot of the room sound. So we're going to try that next. This mic I really don't want to drop. I'm not going to go quite as high anyway with this one. So we got the 414 up pretty high. Didn't bring out the big snakes because I'm close enough, so I just extended a mic cable. And for this I went with the Sound Sculptor MP573. That's a mic preamp kit that sort of emulates a Neve 1073, allegedly, supposedly. So that's what we got going for the signal chain on this. Alright, so let's see what we got now. Well, it looks like what we got is 2 takes on 2 different layers, and that's the idea, right? First thing we're obviously going to have to do is clean up all this thumping around noise where I walked from here to there with my heavy footfalls. So let's just do a quick trim there and a quick cleanup on the end just to kind of at least get to that. I'm going to solo the SM81 layer first, and we'll take a listen to what we have. So that. So there's the 81, and here's the 414 in omni mode. Well, you know, they're very similar. It kind of shows you that the room is kind of dominating the tone on this now, right? Because they're very different microphones. They sound very similar. Definitely more of my foot stomping on the 414 track, but we'll ignore that for now. Yeah, I could really go with either one. They are really amazingly similar. Let's try putting a little treatment on this with a plug-in. I'm going to bring in my trusty SSL channel strip here. First thing we'll do is we'll just put a little bit of top end on this maybe. That's on the 414. We could definitely take off a little bit of low end on this thing as well. So I've taken some low end off, and obviously it doesn't affect the tone of that tambourine at all. All right, now let's try some compression. And here you're going to hear how the compression interacts with the room ambience a little bit. I happen to have a real hardware DBX 162 from the 70s here, which I love, but I also have the Waves DBX 160 compressor. It looks very familiar to me. They even got the meter background color right. DBX compressors are kind of known for being really good at really cool sounding on percussion, so I thought I'd give this a try on this thing. You still don't get a variable adjustable attack time. You get the DBX algorithms attack time. So let's take a look. I've got it bypassed now, so back where we were here. Let's see. So let's put it on. Oh, I kind of really like that. You can hear it. It's almost doing an eighth note, like a ching ching, almost an echo, with the release time coming back. Oh yeah, going with that. Oh, you can't go back. It's all an illusion. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. So the next thing we're going to do is clean up all the noise between these tambourine hits. This is very easy to do on a track like this because, as you can see, it's just transients with nothing but noise and me shuffling around out there. For something like this where it's just such a transient with so much space between it, it'll be easy to use the strip silence. This is the strip silence command in Pro Tools, but every DAW I think has something like this. There it is right out of the gate with my last settings. Looks pretty good to me. Looks like it caught every single one, and it's cutting them off. I have a little bit of pad time before and after, and let's just do it. Click the button and look at that. So there's all the noise stripped between. That's cool. So another thing I like to do after I slice up clips or after I do any trimming really on things is I don't like to leave a hard edge. You can get clicks or pops when you transition from silence to the noise on the clips. Usually I will select these things, go to the edit menu, and just apply some fades to everything. And I'll just accept the defaults here, 100 milliseconds in, 100 milliseconds out, and we'll just do that. And it doesn't look like it did much, but if we zoom in, you can see that it put a nice ramp up and down on each one of these. So now there's just no chance there'll be any kind of a click or anything like that. So there we go. That's using a really cool compressor to interact with the room ambience. It almost gives you a little breathing, almost a little echo, extra reverb on something. I think it's a pretty cool technique. I hope it was useful, and as always, thank you for your valuable time. We'll see you next time.